The Montecito Mafia. We know that Harry's wife doesn't have any true friends. No narcissist does. Friends are there to be used. They're appliances, in the same way that you might have different flavours of cordial. So you pour some of the cordial out and add water. That one's an orange drink, that one's raspberry, that one's lime, that one's lemon, and so on and so forth. People are just the same. They all have different uses with regard to the matrix that is prime aims. Some are easier to control than others. Some have better fuel provision than others. Some have more character traits than others. And others have residual benefits that are superior to other friends. And there's a mix and match of those four qualities. Those individuals are there solely to be used for the purposes of what the narcissist needs vis-a-vis the prime aims. Oh, we talk about liking our friends. We make them laugh. We might be generous to them. Indeed, a lot of the time, and particularly mid-range and greater narcissists, treat their friends reasonably well. Why? Because they form part of the facade. And because we don't deal with them that often, they have less opportunity to, put it bluntly, piss us off and result in devaluing behaviour. I've explained previously how Harry's wife moves through different strata of friends as a consequence of her moving social groups. Therefore, she, unlike many narcissists, disengages from non-intimate secondary sources with a greater level of regularity. And we turn again to consideration of her supposed friends group, and this time it comes from the Cut. Remember that? Place where she had that very strange magazine cover and the ridiculous interview which ultimately transpired that the journalist was taking the piss out of her, where we first learned about the fact that Harry's wife doesn't know the difference between visceral and guttural, because she believes that it's a guttural feeling that she has. But Daniel Cohen is writing for the Cut, and she asks the question, what's this about a Montecito Mafia? Ever since Prince Harry and Harry's wife left the royal family in pursuit of a peaceful California lifestyle, drama has somehow managed to follow them everywhere. And we all know why that is. Harry's wife has to create it because it makes her feel valid. It gives her validation through the provision of fuel. From their in-law relations and tenuous remaining royal Windsor connections to their legal pursuits and professional commitments, many things seem to be meeting messy ends. And now, Sussex enemy number one, the Daily Mail, is attempting to bring their friend group into the fray, alleging that the demise of one alliance has given rise to a new clique, the Montecito Mafia. I'm sorry. What? Over the weekend, the tabloid published a slew of confusing rumours about Harry and Harry's wife's social life, including a supposed feud between them and their formerly close friends, Victoria and David Beckham. According to the Mail's sources, the Sussexes accused the Beckhams of leaking information about them to the press, leading to a major fallout between the two couples. I think what's more likely is that Harry's wife has been batting her eyelashes at David, wanting to have a fondle of his golden balls, which has not gone down very well at all with Victoria. It wouldn't be a surprise. Remember, Harry's wife thinks that every man fancies her and that every man is fair game. She doesn't recognise the boundary of somebody else's relationship or marriage. In this unnamed person's telling, David is said to be absolutely bloody furious about the whole ordeal, which is exactly how I would feel if my so-called dear friends suspect that my wife and I, an equally famous and paparazzi-hounded duo, were running to the press with stories about their private life. The writer states that she's hesitant to give much weight to the Mail's account of the social scene out west, but is hoping that they're right about one thing: that the powerful alliance of rich neighbours currently padding Harry's wife's friendship resume actually do go by the nickname Montecito Mafia, as one Hollywood executive supposedly referred to it. That's a sinister moniker for a bunch of celebrities and celebrity-adjacent business people brunching together, and I absolutely love it. Who exactly belongs to this well-manicured syndicate? You're probably not wondering. Gloria Steinem, allegedly, though she actually lives in Manhattan. So therefore, that doesn't seem like the closest friendships, does it? and also a cosmetics tycoon named Victoria Jackson, whose husband does marketing for celebrity makeup lines. Hollywood power agent and entourage inspiration Ari Emanuel, whose talent agency, William Morris Endeavour, signed Harry's wife earlier this year, is also said to be a newcomer to the friend group. I think that's tenuous. And is also said to be there along with his wife, Sarah Staudinger, who designed a pink linen pantsuit that Harry's wife wore to a Lakers game in April. Other known associates of the Sussex familia, according to the Daily Mail, hairstylist Amanda Leone, photographer Meason Harriman, Robert F. Kennedy's daughter Kerry Kennedy, and Harry's wife's Suits co-star Sarah Rafferty and Abigail Spencer. Oprah and Gayle King are still around, though I'm not sure we can confidently count them as mafiosos, plus a few other photographers and writers Harry's wife likes. Meanwhile, certain other members of the group have allegedly been disappeared, so to speak. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom are said to have drifted from the Sussexes, even though they are still their neighbours. Again, these updates are almost definitely rumours and not accurate reflections of the Sussexes' reality. Still, regardless of who may be floating in and out of Harry's wife's good graces, I cannot stop thinking about the concept of a Montecito Mafia. What do they do beyond offing unsuspecting paparazzi operating on their turf? Is Gwyneth Paltrow their shadow overlord? Is her Montecito Airbnb a front for their black market holistic oils business? Imagine being invited to a group chat named after a mob. Now that's an offer you should probably refuse. Now, this article seems to be relatively favourable to the Sussexes, but even so, it's noteworthy that it's hardly a vigorous defence of the gruesome twosome, but rather calls into question many of the friendships. And that once upon a time, certain publications would be utilised as defending the Sussexes. These publications, like the A-listers, are starting to realise, these two are ridiculed, tainted and disliked. It's not a very sensible thing to start trying to defend the indefensible, because you'll turn your readership against you. You'll have advertisers thinking, do we really want to be associated with this publication that blindly backs the divisive duo? The short answer is no. And whilst this at first appears to be supportive of them, it's nowhere near the level of defence that would have once been trotted out for these two, and is a useful barometer of the way that publications are starting to see them. Others, of course, have always had it in for the Sussexes, and with good reason. But there are others which have sought to defend them, but even they are on the turn, recognising that it's not a very sensible step to continue to ally with something so toxic as Harry's wife. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.